Okay, I love anything that's made by Vevor, but when I got this cutter, no matter what I would do, it would cut paper from here to here, but it wouldn't cut paper from here to here. And I was losing my mind. And I mean, they have a handy dandy video QR code at the top. Had I just watched that from the beginning, but honestly, I didn't even notice it was there. And I was just angry, very, very angry, because I could have bought a little bit different one that was a little bit more money, but I trust Vevor so much that I went ahead and I purchased this one. And then I was literally not able to cut for quite a while. So when you watch that video, I noticed that the man was adjusting these little black, there's several screws underneath here, and I'll pull back and show you in a second. Okay, so you can see these little screws right here. But every time I watched the video and I was adjusting these screws, which allows this little red bed to level itself out, because if you look, when the blade comes down, it comes down at an angle. So hold on, I have to press this button at the same time. Whenever you press this little button, the safety button, it will allow the blade to come down. So I'm going to press that safety button. Okay, so now the blade is coming down. So you can see where the blade comes down. But see how it rests on the bed? When I first got it, the blade was like cockeyed like that. It would be resting on the bed at the front, but at the back it wasn't. And no matter how many other videos I saw on YouTube, nobody other than that QR code was addressing the problem, but the guy's talking in another language. So I didn't find anybody speaking English who could explain what was going on up underneath here. So you see these screws up here. Whenever I was watching the video, I was like, why isn't it working for me? And then guess what the solution was? I noticed that there were tiny little bolts, teeny weeny little bolts connected to all of my screws. So these bolts were up here connected to the screws. But in the video of the guy, there were no bolts. I removed every bolt and I messed with it to make sure that it was higher at the back and somewhat like medium in the front, and then at the very in the middle, and then at the very front I made sure that it was a lower bed. And son of a gun, hold on a second and I'll show you the result. So just so that you know, here's the blade, and gosh, that sucker is very, very sharp. But do you see that little skinny line? That's where the blade is going to lay, and that's where the blade is going to cut. So if you notice up here, that's where the blade's going to lay, that's where the blade's going to cut. So I'm just going to clamp the clamp down, and this is the clamp. So you're going to literally turn it, which brings the little clamp up or down. So I'm going to clamp it down, because pretend that that's where I want the cut to be. I'm going to level this up and push it up against here so that you can see that it's cutting all the way. And I'm going to clamp that clamp down. Again, I'm spinning this little clamp, which brings this down, and it sets it down on the little red bed. That's what I call it. I'm sure it's called something special, but I'm calling it the little red bed. So now you have to press this depression button right here, and that will allow the blade handle to come down, and then pull it down, bring it back up, cut like butter, just like it's supposed to, cut like butter. Notice back here, it's cutting like butter, but at the very beginning, it's not, and that's okay. I'm gonna pull it back out and adjust it. Just so you can see, I have one of these. There's something that came with it, but man, I just love this little thing. And I'm just twisting it, putting it in again. And as I twist it, it's raising that bed. So I'm just twisting it, twisting it, twisting it, twisting it, twisting it. And that's making that bed a little higher. And I'm just gonna twist this one and make this one a little bit higher as well. And now, bringing it down, bring it back up, bring it back down, just like butter. It's supposed to work that way. So if you're having the same problems, this is the solution. I will say, after you do that little bit of work, it might release some grease. So you're gonna wanna wipe that and use some scratch paper before you do the final cut on something you really like your stationery. But you know, I clamped it back down, and then when I brought it down, just like butter, it came out. So that's exactly what I wanted it to do. Hope this helps somebody. One clean cut after clean cut. There it goes.